Well, Coach, the calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the New York Jets. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Mike Football.
They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. The shotgun snap for Darnold. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's got a noon one. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet 1st down. Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Back to throw, Darnold. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
First down, New York.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Darnold now to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Foles and the Jags come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22. Foles. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Check 3, check 3. Mike's 54. Here we go.
Here's Foles. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
Now Foles. Looking sideline, incomplete. Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook, but it's going to be second down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. The tight end set to valve the intended receiver. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Darnold. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Here's Darnold. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And this one is right down Broadway. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. Well, they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Go, 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 2nd and 6. Trying to lay one up deep. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. The tight end set to valve the intended receiver.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Bell. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Calais Campbell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
Max 50, Max 50, Max 50. Go, go, go.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4. At the
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Now it's Darnold. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll try to sweep with Bell. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw is Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Now Darnold. A screen to Bell. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big gain.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Inside. 58, 58, Mike. Here we go, here we go.
On 4th down, Coleman. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call.
We go, stop. Mike, 58, right there. Get that quarterback.
They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jets will extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is taken at his 4th. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now Leonard Fournette. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 30 on second down, Foles. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Brandon Copeland. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack. They'll look to throw here. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down. Threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn. You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
Now it's Crowder. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Caught here by Bell. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score.
Let's go.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Now a first down and then some. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Le'Veon Bell. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration. Yeah, let's go.
Back to throw here. Looking long for Westbrook. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Darnold now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Darnold from the gun. 20. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Darnold to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there, but it'll be 2nd down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it can be tipped up and picked off.
2nd down and 10, Darnold. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A very solid gain of 27. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Keelan Cole, the intended target, and it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. This is Josh Lambo. He hit from 57 a year ago. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. This is taken at his 4.
Let's go.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuck that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Crowder now to return. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run it with Bell. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At their 49-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Throw left side complete. That's Bell. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Check, 47. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up. Yes.
To throw again on second down. Foles. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end.
Let's go, boy.
Move those chains. That's good for a Jacksonville 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Waiting. Kill. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Let's go. Hey, 7-1. 53 to Mike. 53. Let's go.
2nd and 3. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Brandon Copeland able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack. They'll set up a throw. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville, and a first down as well. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Foles. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Brandon Copeland in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Hey, come on, Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 3.
Foles. He sets to fire deep. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. They get 5 on the run, but it leaves them with a tough 3rd and goal forthcoming.
On the ball. Let's go.
Here's Foles. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And no, it's incomplete. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. To throw on 2nd and 6. Darnold looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Montgomery. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bell. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down. On 1st down, Bell trying to run inside, but nothing there. Calais Campbell on the stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz,
now Bell hit. He lost the football, and the Jags grab it, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold up. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That good for 22 and a 1st down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this.
But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Brandon Copeland. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. They'll get 6 on the play, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
We got three, fellas, we got 3.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Foles. Now a desperation throw deep. He's got a man. Complete. That one goes for 36 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Let's go.
Again, it's Fournette. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
He'll drop to throw. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
His throw caught at about the 5. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Let's go. Hey, we got
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire 2nd half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the 2nd half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Jets, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.